Hi everyone, so today we are going to finish the lesson 3 packet, and before we get started you do want to make sure that you are logged into WeScheme because you will have to use WeScheme during today's lesson. So wescheme.org, log in, use your Google account. Okay, you can just start a new program. It doesn't have to be one that you save or that you have saved. You can just start a new one. Okay, so we are going to work through page 7 together in your packet, and then page 8 is going to be homework for you today. Okay, so number 25 at the top of page 7 says, can you figure out the contract for a function just by looking at some sample code? So letter A says type text cool 200 purple into the interactions window. So we are going to go into WeScheme. And in our interactions window, we are going to type text, my caps is on, text, cool, in quotations, exclamation point, 200, purple, okay? So this says, what does this function do? What is its purpose? So after, purple is in quotation marks. See, this is what happens when you don't read it right. So text, cool, 200, purple. Now let's try. There we go. So it gave us cool in purple text. All right, so if we go back to our notes here, it says, what does this function do? What is its purpose? So our purpose is colored text. Okay. Letter C, what is the name for this function? So remember, when we're talking about name, that's the thing in our code. That's the first thing we see. So the name of this function is text. What is the domain of this function? So let's look at each of these pieces. I have cool, which is in quotation marks. So we know that is a string. Whoops. Then we have 200, which is a number. And then we have purple, which is in quotes, which is also a string. So the domain of this function is string, number, string. Okay. Then what is the range? We go back here, the range, I did not get a number, I did not get a string, so that is an image. Okay, so if we want to write the contract for this function, remember we start our contracts with a semicolon. The name of the function is text. Then we do our colon. After that, we write our domain, and our domain was string, number, string. I don't know what is going on with this today. And then we do the arrow, and then we produced an image. Okay, so let's try to get rid of some of this. All right, I'm just going to leave it. Clearly something's happening with my computer. So we have semicolon text, colon, string, number, string, that produces an image. Okay, all right, on the next page, determine if each of the following is a contract or code. Okay, easiest way to figure this out. Contracts always start with semicolon, code starts with parentheses. So my first one, I start with a semicolon, so that is a contract. My second one, we start with a parenthesis, so that is code. Okay. This one, parenthesis, that is code. Last one, semicolon, contract. Okay, so that is your main difference. Number 27, the function bitmap/URL takes in the URL, which is a web address, of any picture you can find online and will produce that image so that you can use it in your program. The URL should be typed as a string with quotation marks. Carefully type the following code into your interactions window. What does it produce? So we want to type that exactly how we see it. We have to be really careful because it has to happen exactly how we see it. So we have parenthesis, bitmap, slash URL, space, quote, HTTP, colon, slash, slash, bootstrapworld.org, slash images, slash icon, slash GIF, end quote, end parenthesis. Oh, look at that. So what does it produce? We look, that is the Bootstraps logo, which you can see on the left-hand side here above definitions. That's the boot. So what does it produce? The logo. All right, number 28. There are also several functions that take in images as their input. Type them in your interactions window to see what their purposes are. So what I want you guys to do is take a couple minutes and type these things into your WeScheme program, okay? And see if you can figure out what they produce and what happens down here with the scale function. This is going to be a really important function for us in our video game. Okay, so take a couple minutes, do these, figure out what happens. All right, so let's go through these. This first one, we have parentheses, flip, horizontal, text, math, 50, red. So hopefully you see that it wrote the text backwards. In the next one, we had flip, vertical, text, happy, 50, pink. So that one flipped it upside down. Okay, so far we have flipped, writes text backwards. Okay, and this one was writes upside down. Okay, so now let's look at the scale function. So this says, in summary, what is the purpose of the scale function? So we had 3 different codes here. So the first one, I'm going to start a new program just so you guys can see it up at the top. So we have scale 1, text, hello, 50, light blue. There's that one. Then we have scale 2, text, hello, 50, light blue. The only thing we changed was the number next to scale. We're going to go again, scale 0.5, text, hello, 50, light blue. So again, all we did was change the number. So what does the scale function do? Yeah, it makes it bigger or smaller. So if we see from the original, when we changed the scale to 2, that doubled the size. And then our last one, when we changed the scale from 1 to 0.5, it cut it in half. Okay, so it changes the size of an image. So it changes the size of the image, okay? And then these numbers right here are the scale factor, okay? So on the next page, there are A through K. So there's a whole bunch of expressions here, okay? They are all written in code, okay? So you want to inspect the code and find the error. So they are all incorrect, okay? So for example, in letter A, this is saying plus 4 and high. So when we have the addition function, we need two numbers to do that. So here, I can't add a number to a string. Okay? In letter B, the plus sign's in between the numbers, and we know that can't happen. The plus sign has to go first. Okay? In letter C, my division symbol, we're not allowed to use that. We have to use a slash. Okay? So I want you guys to finish the rest of this page. Okay? You can either send me a picture of your paper and post it to Schoology, or you can continue doing this online. This is posted online in a PowerPoint. Okay, so you can do it either way. If you want to continue doing it on paper, that's fine. Just take a picture, or you can show it to me in class, or you can complete this on a PowerPoint. All right, I hope everyone has a great day.